What's up guys, just a quick heads up that the music was blocked in this video due to copyright, so I have muted the audio. However, I have provided a link to the song in the description, so you can open a new tab and listen to the song alongside with my reaction. Or you can just join me on Patreon for unedited footage. But for now, enjoy the video guys. Is the camera high enough? I feel like my head is kind of cut off. I could raise it a little. Oh, it just moved on its own. I actually don't know what just happened. Okay. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin, and today we're listening to King Crimson with their song The Sheltering Sky off of their album Discipline, which was released in 1981. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this album listen. We have one more song after this one. Hopefully the copyright workaround that I've developed, just click the link below for Patreon and you can watch the full thing. Hopefully that's been kind of like a good workaround, and then I just mute the music here. You can still watch it, just line it up with your devices. I hope that works. It's kind of the best thing I could think of to try and give everybody like a fair chance of listening and watching the reaction in the video. So I hope that you guys are happy with that. As always, you can join me on Twitter. You can join me in the comments down below. You can support the channel over on Patreon, or you can just watch the video over on Patreon. Regardless, just hope you're having a fantastic day. Hope the new year is treating you well, by the way. And well, let's do it. This is King Crimson with The Sheltering Sky. Okay, first off, I would love to know your thoughts. I always come to you guys first. Well, maybe I don't always come to you guys first, but with songs like this, I like to come to you guys first. I would love to know, what did you think of The Sheltering Sky by King Crimson? Because to me, this was like just a pure atmosphere kind of song. This is pure vibe, right? This is just chill, especially after a song like Thea Hun Gajit. This is just a nice come down, a nice break, and I'm imagining a very nice break before we jump into Discipline, the last track on the album. I'm imagining that's going to be just a little bit heavier, probably a lot louder. But The Sheltering Sky, this was just like an 8-minute layover, if you want to call it that. Now, I want to know what you guys thought, because in my opinion, and what I'm thinking, this is either a love it or hate it song. Either you hate it, you think it's boring, you think it meanders, you think it's aimless, or you think it's actually kind of chill. You think it fits really well within the album. You think it works as what it is, a nice break, and it sounds good on its own. I would love to know what you guys think. So put your comments down below before I start ranting. Okay, now we're going to start ranting. So I compare this song, The Sheltering Sky, in my opinion, and just based off of the little that I do know of King Crimson, I compare this to the last half, and I guess, 3/4 of the song Moonchild. I think that this is probably an improvisational piece by King Crimson. I don't know how they came up with this song. I don't know what they did to compose it or not to compose it. I don't know if it was just something they kind of jammed out to in studio. But regardless, this sounds like an improvised piece to me. At least the stuff that's going on top. Bruford is pretty much relegated to a relatively simple back percussion with the drums. Sounds kind of like, speaking of which, my wife actually got me this cajon that I had to build on my own. I haven't really played it because I don't play cajon. I gotta work on it. I really don't know how to play cajon. That'll be another time. But that's what Bruford's doing. He's pretty much setting the foundation. Tony Levin, the Chapman Stick. I actually watched an interview with him just a few days ago about the Chapman Stick and about how he plays it and that kind of thing. Really interesting instrument in the way that he can pretty much play bass and guitar at the same time. That's cool. I like that. It's kind of like an all-in-one, or at least a two-in-one. I'm imagining he's pretty much taking care of the bass line that's going on, which is just this nice, dense, drifting bass line that kind of is part of the foundation along with Bruford on the drum. But it's really Ballou and Fripp that are on top doing the sounds and the different, spin-offs that are going on. And it would have fooled me. Because like I mentioned in the beginning of listening to this album, there's no keyboards on here. There's no synths from the keys. But listening to it and then reading, I see that there are synths apparently here. There's guitar synthesizers. How cool is that? Maybe it's just me, but I never really thought of that. I always thought synthesizer, keyboards, that kind of thing. I never thought of it in a guitar, which I guess makes sense now looking back on a lot of the music that I've listened to, especially on the channel. That's really cool, and I really love the way that Adrian and Fripp did that. They sound really cool. And I like this a lot more, once again coming back to the comparison of Moonchild, because this feels more put together. Maybe that's because of their experiences together, and at this point they're a much more experienced band. But this feels much more put together, even as improvisational as it may be, than Moonchild was. Moonchild did feel aimless, meandering, just kind of out there. This feels like a band that's been together for a while and understands truly how to make something together and to form a really nice compositional piece. Yeah, and I love the strings going on in the back. I'm imagining that's probably Levin on the Chapman Stick doing the background rhythms on the guitar, or the Chapman Stick rather. I think. I don't know. There's 3 people handling strings in this, so I'm not 100% sure. But I love the sound that comes out of it. It actually reminds me a little bit of Jobson, for example, from the UK, or from UK, the band, actually. This song actually as a whole reminded me of UK. Some of those synthetic sounds that were going on with the guitar reminded me of Jobson's violin. I like that, and I would love to see Jobson playing this song if he ever has. Yeah, little changes in the atmosphere and in the mood along with those synth sounds. It sounds really nice. This is kind of just a nice dreamy landscape and soundscape rather to get lost in. This I really liked actually. And especially as a follow-up to the previous song. I think that this sounds great, makes the album really fall into place nicely, and makes it flow really nicely, melodically, Everything works just the way it needs to be. And you could make the argument that, hey, why didn't they do a little bit more in this song? Why didn't Bruford do some more in here? You know, he's getting some rolls in there if you listen closely. But he's more about just maintaining pace and rhythm for the other guys to have a little bit of fun on. Let's be honest, Bruford's had some good fun on this album. And apparently Bruford is playing the slit drum on this song, and there's a ton of different kinds. I mean, they all look kind of different from what I'm looking at on Wikipedia. I mean, I guess they can be shaped into really anything, but the common feature is the slit, which I would assume allows the noise and the sound to come out of. I really like this song, especially in lieu of the album, but really even unto itself. I think this is just kind of groovy and chill at the same time. Of course, I would love to know your thoughts on the song. You can join me on Twitter. You can definitely let me know in the comments down below. You can join me on Patreon and support the channel, but you don't have to. Just hope that you enjoyed the video and the channel and myself, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.